Hey there, YouTubers. It's Raven. Okay, there's some things I just wanted to get out of the way before we started today. And one is that, yes, this may be a review for episode 6 of Legend of Korra, but episode 7, which did air the same night, is going to be in a separate episode, a separate review, because I haven't yet fixed the time limit I'm allowed to have. It's an easy fix, like I've said before, but I don't currently have the ability to fix that. So I do only have 15 minutes to try and review things for you, so that's why if things sound a little sped up, then maybe I'm running out of time or whatever, but I do try to fit everything in for you. So when the review for 7 is finished, when I'm done recording it, I'll put the link to the video in the description box below. And I am doing my top 3 for this episode, which when I get that recorded, I will also put in the description box below. Okay, the top 3 is basically just my top 3 moments of this episode and an extra moment that doesn't make it top 4, still makes it top 3 because the extra moment is not, it might not be a part of the episode I liked. It will probably just be a part of the episode where the the part of this, like a part of the story made sense with an earlier thing, or it might be starting something that might make sense. It helps progress the story along, whether I like that point in the episode or not. Okay, so I'll put that down in the description bar, like I just said, when it's recorded and put out. So yeah, those things are coming. I do a top 3 for each episode. I just started that last week, so let me know what you guys think about it, if you like it or not. In this video, in this comments, or in the comments for those videos, or whatever. Okay. So let's get started. This is Legend of Korra, Book 3, Episode 6, entitled Old Wounds. This episode was really great because I love the Beifong thing. Toph is like my favorite character from the Last Airbender. So to see her family in this one is awesome. So I like the story arc from 5 and 6. This is centering around the Beifong family. And this episode was especially great because we got to see flashbacks of Lin and Suyin in their younger years. Okay, so that's what we got to look forward to. So, let's start off. My notes. Sorry. Okay. Korra stated that this was it's only been a few months. When Suyin asked why she hasn't learned metal bending, because Korra has not learned metal bending, which is okay. It's a sub-bending part of earth bending. She has mastered earth bending. Therefore, a sub-bending element is icing on the cake. It's the sprinkles on a cupcake or on a cake, because earth bending is the element. Metal bending is something fun and cool to do with earth. It's not a must-know. Of course, in the new era, I can kind of see how it is, because metal is starting to become more popular in usage, so metal bending could come in handy sometimes. But when Suyin asked her this, she's like, it's only been a few months. I was mastering air bending, and then I had to deal with the equalists. totally does not mention anything about the second season in that area right there, in that part of the show. But we get the idea that the Equalists and her uncle and all the spirit crap that went down last season all happened in the time frame of a few months. Yeah, a few months. So it's like, wait, really? They've done all this in just a few months. Like, it hasn't even been a year, and all this has already happened to them? It doesn't make sense. Like, it would be better if it's been, like, a year, at least. But apparently the writers wanted it to be a few months. It's in the script. So, we have the fact that Lynn, her grumpiness somehow causes her stress or something like that. Like, the aura reading dude or whatever, he can see your trueness. Whatever, you can read your heartbeat, tell if you're lying. He's like, you're so stressed out, blah blah blah, you better watch it. And then, like, she's just grumpy, is who she is. But apparently it's the stress that makes her grumpy, or the grumpiness that gives her the stress. That's never really cleared up. But there's this funny part when Lynn goes to get the needles. Acupuncture. I can't say it right now. Okay, acupuncture, puncture. There we go, kind of. Okay. Okay, the funny part. I was trying to say it in my head again, but this is not working. Lynn can't feel the needles. Really? There are needles in you. Like, I've never had that done to me, but I'm pretty sure I'd be able to feel the needles, right? So, she can't feel the needles. So she needs more needles. That's the answer to everything. Just get more. So that was kind of like a funny part. And, like, really, if you're gonna put one on her forehead, wouldn't you have done that, I don't know, in the first place, right? You're gonna put a needle right in there. You should have done that with the first batch. She needs more needles. Let's finally put one on her forehead. But seeing as Korra can't metal bend, getting back to that, the metal bending, Suyin offers to teach her, and she says, yes, let's do it. So they go off, and Suyin is teaching Korra how to metal bend. She catches on really quickly. Like, really? I love this show, but I hate how quickly they progress everything. They don't give things time. The only sub-bending element they're giving time to mature is Janora's spirit bending. Like, we get the idea that she's been practicing off-screen because she can control it. But she still has these hindrances, which we find out in episode 7. She has hindrances to that. So she's not mastered it because she can't use it right away when she needs it. Korra can already bend metal. And just the simple little bending, she's able to do whatever she wants with it. It's like she doesn't really need any more training because she was able to do it. Now she just has to concentrate on the ability to be able to move the earth particles within the metal. So, her training's done. And I think it should have lasted longer. Like, she needs to struggle with something. She's the Avatar. I mean, Aang struggled to learn firebending. He struggled to learn earthbending. He struggled to learn firebending because he didn't want to learn, because he hurt Katara. But, whatever. I mean, he struggled to learn it. He struggled to learn earthbending because it was completely opposite of air. The whole being in the face, being up front, being confrontational as opposed to back and defensive. But he had trouble with that. He had trouble learning to bend some of the elements. The only element Korra's had trouble with is air, and that got resolved in one season. Granted, they thought they were only going to have the one season, but she's fully realized Avatar. Within 2 seasons, she can control the spirits with that funky dance and water. So the whole bending the metal thing right away, hardly any effort, it really disappointed me. So then we get to the flashbacks that Lin is having about her family. We get to see Suyin when she was younger. She's a huge troublemaker. She's ditching school, and later on we find out that she's helping her friends rob a store or bank or whatever. She's the getaway driver. I'm not stealing anything. I was just the driver. Guilty by association, okay? You were driving it. You were helping them get away with their crime. Therefore, you are in on it. Because you were in on it. But Toph covers it up. Like, she just rips the report, and it's gone. She retires a year later. She didn't look that old, so obviously her retirement had to do with what Lin said. She felt guilty. She didn't feel like she deserved the badge. So she had to quit, because she couldn't continue. Morally, couldn't continue with it. But I didn't see any gray hair in that flashback on Toph. And Lin and Suyin, they both have complete heads of gray hair. So, and they're still able to be all like, blah blah blah, my rules, blah blah blah, right? Like, Lin's still able to lead the police. So Toph could have went for multiple more years on top of that. But it was because, like Lin said, she felt guilty. Zahir and the team, after Zahir left Air Temple Island, they escaped from Republic City, which kind of seemed really easy for them. Really, I just wish that they would make things harder for them to get through. So, that's a disappointment. Then you have Bolin trying to metal bend, and the promise he made with Opal that he'll try if she tries and leaves. Lin's suddenly happy. Somehow. She's suddenly happy. Da 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 da. And we get to find out that Opal does decide to go to the Air Temple. Okay, that's it for this episode. For the top 3, I'll put the link in the description. Raven out.